It's never gonna work.
You can't make a potato camera.
Potatoes are meant for one thing only, eating.
Ren, check out this picture I just took. It's one of my favorites.
Did you take that on a potato or something?
Actually, I did. So there's a saying on the internet. When you see a really bad picture, you go, what'd you take that on? Your potato? Well, I wanted to answer that question. Yes, I did. I've never actually tried to make a camera before. It sounds really complicated. But the thing is, if I use film, it makes my life a little bit easier. So here's the challenge. Take an actual potato, carve it out so that you have a film spot inside where your film can sit, and you slap a lens on the front. Can I actually make a working potato camera? Let's find out. There's a whole range of tests that we have to do here. I think at the end of the day what's probably gonna happen, we're gonna build the camera, and we're going to keep it in a bag or a box until it's time to take a picture, at which point we'll just take it out, expose it, put it back, keep it quick. We also got lots of problems we're gonna have to deal with. One, light. If any light gets into this potato when it has film in it, it's going to ruin the film. It's gonna expose it. We need to cut one of these open and see if light can travel through a potato. I'm thinking it can. Yep, that's a lot of light. How do we want to deal with this? I kind of don't want to spray paint it black.
I don't think it'll adhere or dry.
I agree. You know what might work? Build a little 3D printed chamber.
And just keep this end open.
Mm-hmm.
How long would that take to print, you think?
Probably do it quick. Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Time to do some 3D modeling. Combining new technology with old. Potatoes and PLA printers. I'm gonna have a chamber for the film. Ideally two. You know, it'd be ideal to like have something like this. Film backing. 38 millimeters tall. Yeah. So 50 millimeters wide. So this.
You guys have to record a couple lines here and there.
Okay.
Test.
You guys ready to get smoked?
There we go. That's it. If we just cover the top with gaff tape, it's gonna be a little big. We'll see what happens.
If you do, let's go smaller. I'd rather go smaller than too big.
I don't know. These things are hard because it's like, how big is it? It's like 40 millimeters tall. The film's 36. Doesn't give us much play. Nick, I'm a daring man. We're gonna take some risks. Here we go. Then we get into the mechanics of this thing, where the lens is going to sit, we'll chop that flat, and we'll kind of carve out a little bit of a hole that the lens will fit in. We're going to take the top of the potato and chop that like this. So we're going to lift the top off, carve out a spot inside. Now the thing is, we need to be able to roll the film through here. We'll have a film gate, and then it'll go down here into a chamber where the film can go. So we called around town, here in LA, you think you'd be able to find a place that can do whatever you want for film, but no, film's dead apparently, so the best we can find was a shop that would do 9-inch strips of film. So we bought a couple 35mm film rolls. We're going to have to do 9-inch strips at a time. Now it's kind of a waste if we only do one picture per 9-inch strips. So Nick and I are challenging ourselves to make it so we can do multiple exposures on one strip of film. Rolling the film through the film gate. How do we know if we can fit the film in there? Simple. How big is film? 24 by 36 millimeters. See how wide this tape is? Oh, this is perfect. This is like exactly the same size. Wow. Who would have thought they would have standardized tape rolls and film to the same size? All right, so we need 9 inches.
Vegan camera?
Imagine that there's a hole cut in this balsa wood, and here's our film roll. We're gonna like go in the back, open it up, move the film one frame forwards. Theoretically, this should all work out a-okay. Look at that, it's in focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little proof of concept build seems to be working. Well, now we have some real tests to do here.
What's up, Peter?
How's it going? Good to be back, finally. It's been too long. Went through my second year in college in San Francisco. It was a great year, got to live with my best friend, lots of adventures, great times, but I also shot my very own Spider-Man short film, which I will now be editing here, which is pretty exciting. So basically, I've been wanting to make a Spider-Man movie for as long as I can remember. I grew up watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, probably my biggest inspirations. So good.
Don't watch Spider-Man 3. It's terrible. One of my pet peeves is just bringing that movie up. I hate that movie so much.
It's definitely its own movie. I wrote a script for a Spider-Man short last year, and I've been working on getting it made. Thankfully, I had put together a teaser that is already on my Instagram. Showed that to Jake, had some of the effects in it. He was impressed. He showed it to Sam and Niko. They were into it, and so they gave me the budget to make this short film all on my own in San Francisco. There were two big challenges with this project. One, it's a period piece. It's set in the 1960s, which for a short film is very difficult because costuming takes a lot of money. You know, it's really hard to get that many extras to fill a background to make, you know, the space feel realistic. Part of how we're going to fix that is through lots and lots of visual effects, like so many. The other challenge was putting Spider-Man in a movie because obviously that comes with a lot of challenges, you know, acrobatics. The costume took many, many hours to create, made it from scratch. Couldn't get a stunt double, so thankfully we have visual effects. Right now I'm working on creating Spider-Man from the ground up in CGI. A lot of it's gonna be hand animating, which is really tough. Mostly the swinging sequences because you can't really film someone swinging in between buildings to like see how their movements look. Hopefully I can finish this before the end of June, which is when it's due. So I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna be working some late hours probably, definitely. Lots of pressure, lots of big shoes to fill.
You have Ren to help you, right?
It's not gonna help me with Gabe, you wanna help?
I don't know, man. You're a Spider-Man 3 fan.
Looks pretty good. Did the window just fine too. Time to carve out the master potato, and the idea is this is where our film will go. Bada bing, bada bang. Look at that. Great.
Do you think this will be able to compete with the red?
Maybe only in terms of style. Like the red's all black with like cool skulls, and this is all like yellow with like cool smells.
Cool smells,
eyes.
dude.
Hey, you think this is just an ordinary potato? Think again. It's a potato camera. All right, so I finished hollowing out the potato. This fits in there, nice and snug. And then that's gonna project an image, hopefully, onto our film. All right, so the potato construction is done. We're ready to throw the film chamber in there, take our pictures. But I want to make sure this lens is working. We're gonna put this on a real camera. We're gonna get a sense of exposure. What settings should we be at? Because we need to have this stop down a fair amount. What we're sure we can do is we can control the aperture on this lens. And the tighter the aperture, the more things are in focus. So we can't see what we're shooting. We can only point the potato at it and hope it comes out beautifully. So we're gonna set the aperture to around an f11. And then we know our film is 100 ISO. So if we put this lens on a real camera and we stop it down to f11 and we set the camera's ISO to 100, then we should get a reading for the shutter speed. How long we need to take our lens cap off and then put it back on to take our picture here. At 1/4 of a second, it's a perfect exposure in here. It's a potato camera. Oh, I think this is gonna work. I think we're ready to load some film in this son of a. Look at my new camera.
Does it work?
I think it does. So we'll have the lens cap on when it's time to take a picture and just take it off and put it back on.
But how are you going to keep it from shaking?
It might shake.
But then it's going to be blurry.
It might be blurry.
But
We have
then
to use a tripod.
I'll use a tripod. I'll use a
I
tripod.
think having a
No, wait,
photo
no.
exist at
You have to
all
rest it
is
on
more of a priority than whether or not it's blurry.
Man, everybody's doubting my potato camera.
It's never gonna work, ever.
You can't make a potato camera.
You know what? You should give up now. Potatoes are meant for one thing only, eating. This is gonna get popular and there's gonna be another famine, isn't there?
So we have one more big challenge ahead of us to get this to work. The thing is, if any light hits the undeveloped film, it ruins it straight up. So we need to be in a pitch black room when we cut the film into 9-inch strips. We need to stay in that pitch black room when we load it into here and make sure it's loaded correctly and get it all sealed up. We can't let any light leak into this potato. If that happens, the film is ruined. Traditionally in dark rooms, they have a light with a red of a certain wavelength. It doesn't expose the film. I thought a Philips Hue light might work, but we decided not to risk it. We're gonna go extra safe and we're gonna use an infrared camera and be in pitch blackness for this to work. Okay, just gotta memorize everything is. You need to place everything beforehand. Here we go.
I can't see anything.
There's some glow-in-the-dark things on the ceiling, apparently.
Should we turn on the light to take these down?
No, this is way better. Here, where's the scissors? 2 pill have a fluorescent light. Shit, here, it's not good to breathe.
I recently retired from Corridor Digital and moved to Fiji because this episode is brought to you by Squarespace. And Squarespace is so easy to use that I just quit and moved to a faraway island.
It's so easy. I make websites for everybody here in Fiji.
Squarespace has beautiful, award-winning templates, meaning you don't need to know anything about code in order to use their website. Do you see those surfers down there? Hey guys. Yeah, they're having a great time because you know why? Because Squarespace is flexible for any kind of website. Meaning that if you're a surfer,
Well, Frank over there, the luau cook. Hey, I see you over there, you crazy animal. Don't think you're going anywhere.
Squarespace has an all-in-one platform, meaning there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever.
Whoa, wow, do you feel that ocean breeze?
That's what their 24/7 award-winning customer service feels like. It's so great. Remember, you can get $10 off your first purchase by going to squarespace.com/corridor crew right now. You'll thank me later. Cannonball!
Make sure we don't overexpose the film. This is how this is supposed to go down, right?
Huh? But Spencer died in a train accident 20 years ago. Kill those lights. Alright, everything's sealed.
Okay, I'm gonna turn on the light.
Go for it. Let's do it. Yep, don't move. Okay, that's it. Now I did one, I need to advance the film. So I need to open this up again and do that. No moving. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Alright,
guys. If we get any image, if you can even make out a human, I'll be happy.
That'll be a success. If there's like any.
If there's any actual image, even if it's blurry, even though we've been really careful, there's probably a 30% chance we're actually gonna get something.
30% chance
that something will
that
actually.
You actually get anything.
Yeah.
But got it.
We have it.
Oh, do you think it worked?
I don't know.
Oh, we got some stuff. These black squares are the exposures.
Oh man.
Oh, there's like ghosts in them. You can see people. There's like these ghostly people. Something blurry is happening right there. It totally worked.
It totally worked.
It totally worked.
No way. What?
Holy shit.
Wait.
When they developed it, they didn't think it worked.
Look at, there's a Slenderman.
It's just a Slenderman camera.
Oh, look at that Slendy.
Oh, that's a real good Slendy right there. We have all the negatives here. So now what we need to do is scan them in and inverse the colors so you can see what the images look like.
Cover it up so the light
High escape.
It's probably super blurry and out of focus.
Probably. Oh my god, that totally worked.
There's images. There's something.
There's actually people.
Dude, that's pretty good.
Oh, dude. It literally is potato quality. I'm not sure who that was. I think that's you, Niko.
Yeah.
I think this is Gabe, I believe. Gabe and Peter, I think.
Yeah. I think there might have been double imprints, like here. This photo might have been from one of these when it's laying on top of it.
Something we did like double expose, which is kind of cool actually.
This is one of our best photos. Yeah, that's true. Whatever.
But you can actually see the logo, the Indigo Prince logo on Gabe's shirt.
Yeah.
That's Jake and Christian folding their arms. Freaking boss mode, dude.
Definitely out of focus.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you can see the conduit box.
I believe that's
I can see it. You're right. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it here. You can see the light switch. You can see the door. You see the conduit box. This one's a really spooky one.
Dude, that's like the
Spook zone.
That looks like album art for a dark ambient.
So that's you, Clint, and that's me, I believe. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You can see
I
it.
see your shirt.
Oh, who's this? Who's this?
Someone with a
Gun.
No, it's with an axe. They're holding it towards the camera.
That's Christian.
Yeah.
Doing his
Arms crossed.
classic Christian pose.
That one worked really well. It's in focus, actually.
This makes me.
Wow, that worked
Oh my
really
god, his
well.
socks are in focus.
Wow, that worked great. It's so like foggy.
If you stand back and blur your eyes, you can see his camo shorts
Yep. You can
His
see his
white
shoes, his white socks. You can see
and his arms crossed like this.
Yep. That looks really good.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow, that one's super in focus.
Freaking Slender Man over here, dude.
Hey Ren, who's this?
That's definitely me. Mainly just because I remember specifically doing that pose. Is that Jake?
Yep, that's Jake.
It's definitely Jake.
That's definitely Jake. These ones are almost perfect, to be honest with you. Exposure-wise, like kind of about as good as it gets. So our potato camera does exactly what we thought it would do, which is take crappy but still visible pictures. Kind of worked. Like we got these weird ghostly figures, which is actually exactly what I was hoping for.